The president-elect bought the Boeing 757, registered N757AF, in 2011 from Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen and gave it a Trump-style makeover. Trump likes to call it the T-Bird, according to a Discovery Channel documentary featuring the plane. After he is sworn, Trump will be upgraded to a more presidential accommodation for his aviation needs. But this doesn't come without pushback from the incoming president. During his campaign, Trump boasted that he would replace Air Force One with his own private jet. "It's bigger than Air Force One, which is a step down from this in every way," he told Rolling Stone. However, after he won the election, officials said that it would be nearly functionally impossible for President Trump to swap out Air Force One with his own aircraft. Air Force One is equipped with special security features to protect the president while in flight. Donald Trump's private Boeing 757 is one of the most expensive planes in the world. Its price seeks about $100 million. It may sound like a lot of money, but aviation firm CEO Greg Rafe indicates otherwise. The Times quotes him for a bit of context: "Buying a 25-year-old 757 is like buying a bag of Cheetos. It's a lot of food for a low price," he said. Boeing 757 has one of the best offers to pilots: glass cockpit. A glass cockpit is often thought as an aircraft cockpit equipped with large computerized screens which display flight information. It includes feedback loops and the ability for self-checking to alert the pilot about problems before they become emergencies. Glass cockpits will become standard for aircraft in the future. Donald Trump's Boeing is one of the fastest airplanes in the world. It can achieve more than 500 miles per hour speed. The Boeing 757 is powered by a pair of Rolls-Royce RB211 turbofan engines to fly for 16 hours and can go more than 500 miles. Tyler Perry, actor, comedian, and filmmaker, owns a Gulfstream III worth an astounding $125 million. Not only does his private jet feature a screening room with a 42-inch LCD screen television as well as satellite TV, but Perry also put an additional $50 million into customization. This amazing jet features onboard special lighting and electronically controlled cool mood window shades. With a formal dining room, kitchen, and VIP bedroom, Perry's Gulfstream III is truly a home among the clouds. As if the price tag and customization wasn't enough to get Perry's private jet featured on our top 8 list, it is also famously remembered as the jet that flew Whitney Houston's body home after her tragically shocking 2012 death. The Gulfstream G3 is the third generation of a very successful family line of private jets. Gulfstream Aerospace Corp designed the Gulfstream G3 to be similar to the GII, of which more than 250 models were sold, but better. The G3 can fly 4,600 miles, 4,000 nautical miles, at a speed of 0.84 Mach while carrying 8 passengers. Alternately, it can fly 4,140 miles, 3,600 nautical miles, at the same speed with twice the amount of passengers. In addition to the much roomier cockpit, pilots should appreciate the new avionics system. A dual Sperry ED 800 electronic flight instrumentation system coupled with a Sperry Primus 800 multifunctional display and a 4-screen EFIS dominate the flight deck. Hong Kong real estate tycoon Joseph Lau has ordered a Boeing 787 VIP aircraft, the manufacturer revealed. Boeing values the order from the Hong Kong billionaire at $153 million, the current list price for the 787 VIP. Lau's purchase increases to 7 the number of 787 VIPs ordered directly from the manufacturer. Customers have signed contracts with leasing companies for additional 787s for VIP use. The manufacturer announced Lau's 787 VIP order at the European Business Aviation Conference and Exhibition EBACE in Geneva. At the show, Boeing also unveiled design concepts for its 747-8 VIP aircraft, which is based on the 747-8 Intercontinental, 747-8I, the new stretched 747 model that the company is developing. To date, customers, all undisclosed, have ordered 4 747-8 VIP aircraft. There are 22 earlier model Boeing 747s in VIP use today. Boeing concept rendering for the 747-8 VIP include features such as vaulted ceilings, spiral stair. Another Russian billionaire, Roman Abramovich, has a number of airplanes in his personal fleet, including a Boeing 767-33 Air. His first private jet was a Boeing business jet VIP modification of Boeing 737-700, purchased during the time of Roman Abramovich's work in Russia. After becoming the governor of Chukotka Autonomous Okrug, the politician and businessman discovered firsthand the inaccessibility of that region. Regular flights were carried out from Moscow to Anadyr with a compulsory stop in Igarka for refueling, but a direct flight to this location had a number of indisputable advantages. The next of Roman Abramovich's aircraft purchases was a Boeing 767-33 Air. It was originally ordered by Hawaiian Airlines, but they cancelled the order in 2004. It was then purchased by the Russian businessman. 16 After the paperwork was finalized, the aircraft was sent for refitment and received registration in Aruba. Currently, it is based in London Stansted Airport, part of Harrods Aviation. The catalogue value of the 767-33 Air exceeds $180,017,000 when considering the cost of all refitment and equipment of the VIP cabin. The total cost could easily reach $300 million. Roman Abramovich's Boeing 767-33 Air has a bright, easily recognizable coloring with white, gray and brown lines. The slanting black stripes near the end windows of the cockpit resemble a mask. These unique exterior markings gave the plane notoriety and the nickname Bandit. 18 The inside of the aircraft has been drastically modified from the standard version. The airliner cabin is equipped with a banquet hall with accommodations for 30 people, a kitchen, an office and a bedroom with a double bed. Precious metals and fine woods make up the lavish decor of the airplane's interior. In addition, the aircraft is equipped with the newest communication and security systems including Abramovich's own anti-ballistic defense system, the cost of which exceeds $2 million. Based on the inner furnishings and functionality of the Russian businessman's aircraft, it rivals the airplanes of many world leaders. Imagine if you owned a 2,400 square foot luxury home with the ability to fly you and 39 of your closest friends to anywhere you want in less than 17 hours. Next month, China's HNA Group will take delivery of a new Boeing 787-8 private jet. As configured, the 787 Boeing business jet has a range of almost 9,800 miles even when packed with 40 passengers, luggage, and fuel. With a flying time of about 17 hours, the plane can reach virtually any destination on Earth, Kestrel Aviation Management CEO Stephen Vella told Business Insider. From start to finish, the aviation consulting firm, Kestrel Aviation, oversaw the creation of this 787. Although several 787s have been converted from passenger service to private use, this is the first Dreamliner to be built specifically as a BBJ, Vella said. It is the 143rd Dreamliner to roll out of Boeing's factory and first flew in December 2013. The plane was delivered to Kestrel in January 2014. Since no one had done a true Boeing 787 private jet before, Kestrel, along with partners Pierre-Regine Design Studios and Greenpoint Technologies, had to design and engineer the interior of the aircraft from scratch. In fact, the interior took a year to engineer as well as another year and a half to fabricate and install, Vella said. The innovative Boeing 787 BBJ is not exactly cheap. The base Boeing 787-8 carries a list price of $224.6 million, while the modifications add another $100 million or so to the price tag. Another Alux favorite, the Sultan of Brunei, is one of the richest monarchs in the world. A man of great opulence simply couldn't be traveling around in a $100 million basic Boeing 747, so he invested another $130 million in order to create the third most luxurious and expensive private jet the world has ever seen. So what do you do with that kind of money? Well, you basically gold plate everything. The living room, a bedroom and a bathroom are all decorated with gold and crystal, making one feel like he's traveling inside a jewelry box. The Sultan of Brunei specifically asked for the washbasins in all his bathrooms to be made out of solid gold, and what the Sultan wants, the Sultan gets. As the ruler of the oil-rich Sultanate of Brunei on the island of Borneo, the Sultan of Brunei is considered to be the richest monarch in the world. Hence, the Sultan spared no expense to buy and outfit a private jet for himself and his entourage. The Sultan of Brunei Hassanal Bolkiah, who is known for his lavish lifestyle, piloted his own aircraft to the Air Force Station in New Delhi on Wednesday to attend the ASEAN-India Commemorative Summit, said media reports. According to the Economic Times report, the Boeing 747-400 aircraft landed in New Delhi with the 71-year-old Sultan himself in the cockpit. The report added that the Sultan usually pilots his aircraft on overseas trips. He had captained the aircraft on his previous visits to New Delhi in 2008 and 2012 also. It should be noted though that the Sultan also has a whole collection of wide-body jets at his disposal, including 2 Airbus A340s and a 767, but the Boeing 747-430 is his largest aircraft. Given that Brunei is awash in oil, we suspect that the Sultan is not too worried about fuel efficiency or the cost of operating such a. The aircraft is registered on the Isle of Man. The first letter of the jet's name is given after the Man Miabu. The rest of the letters can be translated as I'm Alisher Borkanovich Usmanov. Moreover, the A340-300 also has its own name, Bourkhan, which is the name of Usmanov's father. The Airbus A340-300 is the biggest business jet in the Russian Federation. Based on size, it is only inferior to the giant A380. The catalogue value of Alisher Usmanov's personal air fleet's flagship is at least $238 million. Counting the cost of the refitment and VIP cabin additions, the cost could easily exceed $250 million. For a business jet, this high price tag is not excessive. Experts believe the A340-300 has a good balance between price and quality. Thanks to its 4 engines, the airliner is capable of all air routes and has a huge capacity, which is important for the protection of the owner. There have been reported cases of 4-engine airliners crossing the Atlantic Ocean with only 3 engines working. This, of course, is not possible for aircraft running on only 2 engines. However, the A340-300 is not a good choice for the civil air fleet because of its high costs and high fuel consumption. Today's economy requires that airline companies decrease costs wherever possible. This is why the fuel economy of the air fleet comes to the forefront, and the A340-300 carriers prefer the economically friendly 2-engine A300. A virtually brand new Boeing 747-8i from the royal family of Qatar is now for sale. The aircraft, with only 436 flight hours on the clock for 200 cycles, is equipped for the transport of 76 passengers in an extremely luxurious cabin. An asking price is not mentioned, but the list price of an unfurnished Boeing 747-8i is $370 million. The aircraft in question, registered in Bermuda as VQBSK, rolled off the Boeing assembly line in Everett, WA, in 2012 and took 2 years to be fitted with a VVIP interior by Boeing's San Antonio TX service center. On board, there are facilities such as a large bedroom with a double bed, a living room, staterooms and meeting rooms, a bathroom and even its own special hospital. That's right, one of 2 747-8i Boeing business jets (BBJ) that serve Qatar's Emiri flight is on the market. The aircraft, registered VQBSK, only came off the assembly line in Everett in December of 2012. It's not clear why Qatar would want to sell one of their 2 747-8i BBJs. The other, A7HBJ, wears a less descript livery and we don't know how its interior compares opulence-wise with VQBSK. It's also worth noting that there are areas and features on the jet that we don't see in the photos above and are not listed. They are not for mere peasants' eyes. There can be no doubt that operating the largest and most expensive private jet in the world isn't a highly economical affair even for an oil-rich kingdom. Also, their size alone is limiting when it comes to getting into some destinations, and unless you have 78 people in your entourage, moving around the world in one of these flying yachts instead of a wide-body twin jet or 737 BBJ may be considered waste. When talking about private jets, they are luxurious aircraft that belong to the wealthiest people in the world. Such planes cannot only fly but be state-of-the-art executive planes that offer new levels of luxury, technology, and performance. These days, the most expensive and well-designed private jets are produced by such manufacturers as Gulfstream, Embraer, Bombardier, and other. They convert commercial aircraft into opulent flying palaces that look extremely impressive. According to Alux.com, the most expensive private jet in the world is Airbus A380 Superjumbo jet that costs $500 million, owned by Saudi businessman Al-Walid bin Talal. In 2010, news releases revealed that Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, the billionaire investor, has ordered the first commercial version of Airbus double-deck A380, the world's largest passenger aircraft. It's obvious that having so much money, Saudi prince has a luxurious taste. Basically, $500 million is not an issue for a billionaire. Besides A380, he also owns a few yachts, about 100 automobiles, 3 more private jets, a Boeing 747, an Airbus 321 and a Hawker Siddeley 125. The prince is also one of the richest yacht owners in the world. He is the owner of a 280-feet superyacht 5KR, which he bought from Donald Trump. This yacht featured in such movies as James Bond, Never Say Never Again. The private jet has all the necessary features supposed to provide the users with the best possible experience. What some customers do is that they convert commercial airliners from Airbus and Boeing for their private use. Since the Saudi prince doesn't give a lift to 800 passengers on his private jet, he would need to remove the seats, so that well-furnished rooms, marble-finished Turkish bath and a parking space for his Rolls-Royce could be made inside the jet. This top-notch private jet has been equipped with sleeping beds, modern kitchens and bathrooms, conference room, internet access, and satellite communication. Additionally, the private jets can be fitted with the accessories and decorations. For example, the Sultan of Brunei has fitted gold wash basins in the bathrooms of his private airplane. The Doomsday Plane is an unofficial denomination of a class of aircraft which is used as an airborne command post in an event of nuclear war, disaster or other large-scale conflict that threatens key military and government infrastructure. There are only a few countries that have designed and manufactured such aircraft, namely the United States and Russia. Known officially as National Airborne Operations Centers (NAOC), these planes allow leaders and wartime hawks to issue commands and wage war from the sky. They also feature a vast array of defense mechanisms, including the ability to withstand electromagnetic pulses. The jet's crews also use traditional analog flight instruments to navigate, as they are less susceptible to cyber attack. The planes, while not technically secret, are rarely mentioned. The Air Force, for example, will not even publicly acknowledge owning some of them. In operation since the 1970s, these airborne command posts were long considered the best chance for a Cold War president to survive a nuclear attack. Unlike the ceremonial and comfort-focused Air Force One, the Doomsday planes are flying war rooms staffed by dozens of military analysts, strategists and communication aides who would guide the president through the first days of a nuclear war. The Boeing E-4 is an advanced airborne command post, with the project name Nightwatch, and is a strategic command and control military aircraft operated by the United States Air Force. The E-4 series was specially modified from the Boeing 747-200B for the National Emergency Airborne Command Post (NEACP) program. The E-4 serves as a survivable mobile command post for the National Command Authority, namely the President of the United States, the Secretary of Defense, and successors.